Okay, so just having a little bit of a garden camp at the moment. You'll have to excuse the flashing light on the camera. Wind's blowing the tree and the sun's popping out through the leaves, so a bit of a mess inside the tent. But this is the Hilleberg Anaris, and I've got it sort of like very crazily set up, mainly because I didn't have the space. Last night, it being winter here, last night it was 2 degrees Celsius, so it felt like zero, and so I spent the night. I didn't have everything that's in there at the moment, so I just used my woolly blanket as my top sheet, and then my little ultralight, well, not ultralight, but one season sleeping bag and sleeping bag liner. And then for tonight I've thrown on another layer. And so the problem I had last night is poor old Henry the cat decided he wanted to sleep inside there with me, and the floor was cold. I'm on a thermarest mat, so nice and warm, and ended up sort of like pulling all the covers back a little bit to cool down a bit. And poor old Henry had to sleep on the floor, and he ended up trying to climb under my arms, and after several hours of that I decided to go inside, so about 2 o'clock this morning or something. So I've given put an extra layer in there, and I put the blanket down on the ground, so, and I'll bring his cat blanket out so he can sleep on that, and with a bit of luck I'll get some peaceful sleep. So there's heaps of reviews of these on the interwebs, and they'll do justice. So this is just like bunged it up. Check out the space. So this is the idea I've got for the motorcycle camping. So I did try it out last night with some motorcycle gear on, and I can sit upright in this and kneel down, so it's I can get my boots off and jacket off and everything, and there's plenty of space to stow it, everything. As you can see, that's a woolly mammoth blanket. I think it's about 90 centimeters long or something like that. Sorry, 90 inches long. So, and that sort of like takes up the whole floor. The one thing that did interest me, which you kind of don't really see on any of the other reviews, is that if you're used to the old little pop tents, scout tents, they're usually quite long. So this one has its width from side to side rather from door to door. So it's about 1 meter wide. You can get 2 people in it easily, but it is, yeah, it's 1 meter wide or so. And so when I put it up, I was like trying to get it organized and thinking, well, hang on a minute, have I not unrolled it properly? And then it suddenly dawned on me that it's width-wise. So you can use tracking poles, and so there are, I'll see if I can get under there. I'm not quite sure if you can see it, but there's these sleeves, and the spiky end of the trekking pole goes up inside them. Now what I've got is 125 centimeter carbon poles, so I don't want to always be carrying trekking poles, so these break down, and I'll put them in the tent bag. The tent bag's really long. So you do get some standard Hilleberg aluminium poles, pegs. So let's see if I can find them over. So these are the little yellowy things, and they've got little tie straps on the top of them, so easy to pull out of the ground. You put them in a 45-degree angle, and there's the top ply goes down, and then there's the actual bucket part goes down as well. So that's kind of how it really works. I have no condensation in this, and it was quite damp last night, so there's a lot of airflow. I don't button the tents down, and I don't cook inside them either, so you're not creating dampness. I've got it on the floor print, so which is there, and it connects on to the bathtub floor just through some toggles. It says loop and toggle, and you just pull it through and toggle it on, and then the doors roll up. So if you've ever had a Hilleberg tent, the fastening, the guy lines, and the quality is all standard Hilleberg. So this is why I didn't really deviate away from that. I've got my Acto, which I was well pleased with, and I still use for hiking. This will go in the back of the motorcycle, and this will be my motorcycling tent. So, and then I've got my MacPack bush cocoon bivvy. Now it dawned on me that if I didn't put the hoop in the bivvy, I can actually use the bivvy as a sleeping bag under the fly. And I also have a Hilleberg Tarp 5, which I'm not quite figured out how I might use it in conjunction with this. So maybe if I bring the side of the Anaris up, or just use it as an extra rain shelter coming out front. There's plenty of ways to do that. So and I even had the thoughts that because there's a door on the back, so you can see, you'll see the door there, I could actually run the Acto along the back of this and use that as the sleeping quarters, and then have this as a day area if I so wanted to. This tent only weighs about 1.5 kg. I think the Acto is a kg, and the bush cocoon's about 700 grams or something like that. So you know, you can get, there's enough space in all of that. I could probably sleep 3, maybe 4 people at a pinch, for a couple of kgs, couple of half kgs of weight. So it's doable. Not sure why I would do that. But, so this is the other side, and you can see how loose it is, which is quite good. And you can see the mesh, so it kind of like just tensions up. And I'll run a line inside. There's in the roof there's a couple of little loops, so you can tie things up. But that's really how it works. So you can see it's kind of like leaning over there on the pole, and that's mainly because of the way it was late last night when I chucked the tent up. It came in the bag all rolled up, and the inner was attached to the outer, so all I needed to do was put the bathtub floor in, roll it out on top, peg it down on the bathtub corners, and stick me poles in, and the 2 guy lines at either end, and then the tent stays up, and then you just go round and bung the guy pegs in. You can get some more pegs and just have the bathtub independent from the roof. So, and all of the other reviews really mention this, so I'm not going to repeat it now. I'll come back in some time and just do a more detailed review when I've actually used it on the bike, done a bit of motorcycle camping. Then I'll come back and review it. And of course, one of the good things about Hilleberg tents is that when you put them under the tree and the birds crap on them, which they tend to do, the material is really good. So you just get a cup of water and just throw it over, and then all of the crap that's on the tent just comes off. And again, because it's kind of like you can put the inner up in the rainstorm, I do this with the Acto. I don't usually keep the inner attached to the outer. So with the Acto, I'm quite quick in chucking it down with rain, of putting the outer up and then getting under to the shade and putting the inner up. So I'll probably use the same technique with that. And I'll also get a compression bag and see how I can compress the tent down for storage. So excuse the light, but so there you've got this really heavily reinforced area on the top, and you can see all of the strain is there because I've got a very narrow peg inside it. It's kind of slipped to the side of the holder, but it doesn't bother me. I'll probably give this a go with hiking pegs as well, and you can see what it's like. So the only other thing is that you get a double vestibule, and there's quite a lot of space in that, so you like your boots and things, if they're muddy or whatever, you can still leave them outside, so that's pretty good. We don't have midges and bugs and stuff here, certainly not in the winter time. Maybe the odd mosquito, but they're not enough to be annoying. So I've left the fly screen meshes on the door open, and I'll just leave that open. It's an interesting inner. You know, you're used to be able to roll up the whole fly screen in one go, but and there's a single zip on it as well, which people point out. So probably if I was to do a mod, I would get my tent repair agent to see if it is possible to put a second zip on. It's not really important. There's enough space in there so you can sit up, grab the zip and pull it down. And what I found actually is that with the vestibules down, last night I was able to just unzip the door and crawl out underneath it, and I didn't actually need to unzip the vestibule. I have it, as you can see, quite high off the ground, and the bucket you can see there is also quite high, and this is what gives you your headspace when you're lying down. And you can see that I've got, that's a cushion off the settee, and you can also see I've got feet room down the other end there. So, and I'm 182, something like that. So just on 6 foot if I stand up straight. So there was a lot of space for me, and I thought, oh, when you're sitting in it, oh no, my head will be you know, nose to the ceiling, but actually no, quite a long way away. And this is the same thing in the Acto as well. There's Matilda coming over here. So yeah, so first night out, nice breeze, and it was quite warm, 2 degrees. You know, the thermarest really does push some heat out on your body heat. You just have to do a little bit of exercise where you jump in the sleeping bag to warm everything up, and then I probably wouldn't use the liner tonight. It's going to be a little bit colder, I think 0 degrees. So there she is up there. It's her favourite tree. She sleeps in that one all day long. And but yeah, so that's the Hilleberg Anaris tent. This is Mr. Henry, and it's his sleeping spot. If he's not sleeping there, he's sleeping on my barbecue table, my do-it-yourself barbecue table. But this is his spot outside, and then at night time he comes in the tent. So temperature's nice 10 degrees Celsius at the moment, so, and the sun's out, so it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So another 2 hours, 4 p.m, and it'll get quite cold quite quickly, so button everything up for the evening. But I'll leave the tent open. There's no need to shut it. It's not damp this tonight, so there will be condensation in the morning, but not tonight. So so it should be a good night, and yeah, see how it goes.